Talking with Bob Danley from the Lee Metcalf National Wildlife Refuge. Are you keeping warm, Bob?
Oh, boy, it's pretty good this morning. I tell you, having lived in North Dakota for a while, this is still pretty balmy.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
So
Yeah,
we're very fortunate. Although we do need the snow for sure, folks. But the higher elevation can be the recipient to that.
yeah, and the weather, of course, affects how the birds move around. I know that you've seen some snow geese and stuff like that around.
Right. In fact, there's another group of birds that's kind of heralded by fronts that come through in the winter, the snow fronts, and one member of that is snow buntings, and two other members of those open country type habitats are basically longspurs, Lapland longspur, and horned lark. Now, of course, with a name like snow bunting or Lapland longspur, it gives you an idea that two things are going to be involved: snow, and Lapland being like open, really short grass type habitat. And we do have those kinds of conditions here in Montana. Maybe not so much in the Bitterroot Valley, but right now it's really easy to detect them going in an open area like somebody's ranch land, especially if it has manure spread, because they're big on eating waste seeds.
Oh, okay.
And you can look for them for sure. Snow buntings are very white.
They're smaller than they're kind of songbird size, aren't they?
Yeah, they're about the size of a song sparrow. That's right, which is about 6 inches. When they're flying overhead, they're really easy. You can listen for them because they're going to they make sounds that are pretty distinct. And if your hearing is still pretty much intact, you're going to hear like some rattling sounds, like as if it was a box with some balls in there, or like a husky chew chew, or the horned lark is more of a high pitched seet seet. And again, you're not going to see one or two. These things are very social. You can get flocks as big as thousands of birds. But right here in the Bitterroot Valley, I think I've seen maybe flocks of like 100 birds or so. But that's still significant. And, especially you're driving along, and if you see the ground kind of moving, that's a good clue. Again, they're small for sure, but, they're really not terribly afraid of humans because they have very little contact with people, and for the most part, because the places they nest are pretty remote, excluding horned larks, which are really agricultural type birds. They love like fields, bare dirt fields.
Yeah, so they're comfortable there.
Yeah, where they would see people. But the other two species are really in remote areas. They don't have any contact with people. They have very little fear. In many cases, if you can approach them, they won't fly off. Obviously, there's limitations to that idea. But it's really a cool thing to go out in the winter. At least it was for me, to actually look for these swirling flocks over the snowy landscape.
Oh, nice.
And then slowly pick out the different species. Again, snow buntings are white, just like snow. Lapland longspurs are kind of like brownish, just like you would find on the Lapland kind of turf. And horned larks are kind of a faded brownish color with black horns. Feather. Obviously, they're not horns; they're just feathers. So
you might want to start practicing looking for birds anyway, because we got bird counts coming up every December. We have a bunch of those. We've got one, in fact, in Stevensville coming up.
That's right. In Stevensville, Christmas bird count is going to take place December 31st, and they meet at the Ranger Station, the Forest Service Ranger Station,
north end of Stevensville, right there
in Stevensville on the main drag. That's right. Dave Lockman is the fellow to call and talk to about being a participant in the count.
Okay, well, stay warm, Bob.
Hey, you guys too. It's a great day.